I'm back. How about that?
Bob, I wanted to put this video together for you to celebrate 40 years here at Independent Roofing. I went to a conference about a month ago where they said, you know you're a good leader when your employees can imitate you. So here we go.
Bobby, this is not my fault. Kelly's the one that put this together. All I'm doing is responding to the questions that she has given me to answer to celebrate your 40th. Congratulations, my friend.
One of the things that Kelly would like us to do is our best impersonation of Bob. I think I do it fairly well. I've known him for quite a while, so. Tommy, you got a few minutes for me? Come in and close the door, please. Thanks.
First, give your best impression of Bob. I know, doesn't look like you, but nobody else can look like you ever, Bob.
Funny Bob saying, 40 years? Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Aaron, let's go from point A to point B today.
Come in and shut the door, Larry.
A call from the office saying they needed a video, and they said I should think of some questions to think about. So I thought, well, one of your favorite sayings is, well, you got to be effing kidding me. Ha ha. I can't do your laugh, but you know what I'm talking about.
Favorite saying for Bob is when I walk in, shut the door behind you. Or recently, I don't even get that. I just get the at the door.
Oh, you got to be fucking kidding me, Kelly.
You guys didn't finish that, Larry? That's fucking mind-boggling. Just explain that shit to me. How do you guys go from point A to point B and don't then finish?
What is a favorite saying Bob says? I'll have to ask Kathy. It's what he always says.
Problem, Larry?
That's a fucking problem.
What's Bob's favorite saying to me? You know what? I like it. I think the best saying is when he goes, Jimmy, it's been too long. Let's get together for cocktails.
Bob has quite a few phrases that he uses often. My favorite, I believe, would be when he says we have to get from point A to point B, which he says at least 100,000 times a day. So one of these days we're going to hopefully get to point B.
Tom, get those guys out of there.
My most memorable line for Bob is that mother's milk when I was drinking a bottle of milk.
Is everything fine out there, Larry?
One more thing, guys. Stay busy and work hard.
How you doing, Larry? Come in and shut the door.
Bob's favorite saying, I have a stack of applications this big, so if you don't like what I'm doing, you can leave.
You gotta be kidding me.
You got to be fucking kidding me, Kelly. What's up with all these fucking videos?
How you doing, Larry? Come in and shut the door. How's those guys working? They're not coming? You tell those guys they're at home, they're not making no fucking money. I need those guys here, Larry. That's it.
Not in your wildest fucking dreams, Tommy.
One more thing, guys. Nobody want more legs, please.
Bob's favorite saying used to be, Connie, come in here and close the door behind you. And right then and there, I either knew I was in trouble or Tony was in trouble.
Just when I first met him years ago, he just came across as looking like a good old boy, down to earth guy. You know, a guy you could do business with. You could trust him, and he just gives you that impression that he's solid. He's core. He's a core type of guy.
What is your current impression of Bob? Same as it's always been. One of my best friends in the whole world. So,
My first impression, I guess, of Bob was he was too easygoing and laid back and just a lovable sort of guy.
My first impression of Bob was
pretty scary. The whole time in the interview, I thought he was just going to yell at me. It's just the look on his face when he hired me and everything. The first time I just met him, it was scary.
My favorite thing about Bob is he is so kind and so loving to all his employees, and especially when my 2 sons passed away and my mom, I had plenty of time off for that, and I really want to thank you, Bob, for that.
What is your first impression of Bob? This guy stands up at the end of the line, way down the table from everyone else, and tells us all, I have an opinion. And ever since then, we've all realized Bob has an opinion about everything.
As a boss, Bob was always fair, especially to me, considering all the wrongs that I did. He always forgave me for them, and we always made up and kept on going strong.
I do want to thank you for being a very fair and understanding boss to work for. Otherwise, I'm sure just like everybody else, none of us would be here and you'd be doing this shit by yourself. Again, congratulations on 40 years.
My relationship with independent roofing, because one of the hardest parts of my job nowadays is getting competent contractors to work with. Now, whereas Bob may not be the best when it comes to paperwork, he does deliver, and I know that if I give him a job to do, it's going to get done. If it's an emergency type situation, I know he's going to take care of me, and so that's why my allegiance to him shows in his allegiance to me, and that makes it a great working relationship. If I had more such relationships with other contractors, it would make my job a whole lot easier.
And I think the other thing that I hated the most, though, about being there was when you'd call me at 8 o'clock at night and say, are we watertight? It's going to rain in 20 minutes. Are we watertight? And I'd feel so damn guilty I'd have to drive out to check, you know.
The best thing to working for Bob is you get a paycheck every week.
Bob, you know, I really liked you as a boss, but at some point in time you were way too easygoing, just way too easygoing. If I would have been working for me, I would have fired me a long time ago.
The best advice Bob ever gave me is in relation to any frustration I may have with any kind of customer or employer or anything. His advice is always, fuck them.
The best advice Bob ever gave me, it was in relation to a question I had asked him. I was asking him what kind of cornflakes he ate, and when we made the comparison, I said, well, geez, you know, my cornflakes just don't taste good in the morning. He says, Jimmy, that's because you're not supposed to put scotch on it. You're supposed to use milk. I went, geez. And ever since then, using milk, like my Wheaties have been great.
Bob, one of the first advice that he ever gave me was to be true to myself and to work hard. And there were so many things that I can't remember, but every one of them were very fair and very honest.
What's the best advice Bob ever gave me? Calm down, Dennis, calm down. Dennis, calm down. That's all he ever tells me.
I knew he was okay, man, when he pulled me in the side and told me them guys ain't your friend, Larry. They come in here and tell on you. Keep up the good work and do a good job, Larry.
The best advice that Bob ever gave me was to quit smoking, which I did after I retired for 11 months. But after living with Ken for the last 4.5 years, I'm back now.
Past 18 years, I have so many memories of Bob, of what he even said. But one I could come up with now is when I was at home and we was working in Fremont when I first started working here. And I called Bob and told him I didn't have no way to work. And he said, don't worry about it, I'll come and get you. And it seemed like no sooner I hung up the telephone, Bob was in my driveway to take me to Fremont. And he offered to buy me something to eat, and he told me not to tell the other guys that he had brought me something to eat.
My favorite memory of Bob pertains to outside of the office here, so most of those I can't remember or tell you about. I have had a few hangovers because of you though, Bob.
My best memory of Bob was about 10 years ago. I needed help measuring a roof in Regency, and when we were done, he called Connie and said, "Hey, I'm going home because Drew wore me out. I can't do this shit no more."
What is your favorite memory of Bob? When he got the Macaulay Award, when he saw the picture of Kyle, his face at that time. That was great.
My favorite memory of Bob is that he was always, him and his family were always there for me, no matter if I was right or wrong. He always was there for me, and I deeply appreciate that with all my heart. And that's about all I can say about that.
The best thing I remember about Bob, or not really the best thing, but the most important thing, I guess, is throwing a party when I retired. I really loved him for that and all the gifts that he gave me. I certainly hope it can stay another 20 years.
Bob.
My favorite memory of Bob. I will never, ever forget this because it really exemplifies an old saying. Bob was in my office one day, and it was in October, probably about 2 years ago. And so it was kind of chilly outside, and I was preparing for a trip to New Jersey. And whenever I go to Jersey, I always try to take some Husker garb with me because I like to show that I'm a Husker fan and I'm from Nebraska, going back to my old stakes at New Jersey. So I said that Bob was wearing a Husker sweatshirt, a hoodie, and it was one of the nicest ones I had ever seen. And so I just said, "Hey Bob, where did you get that sweatshirt?" I said, "I would really like to wear something like that back home." He got up and he took it right off his back and said, "Here, take this one." And I said, "You're only wearing a t-shirt. It's cold outside." He goes, "Don't worry about it." He says, "Here, you just take this." So it was like, there's a guy who would give you the shirt off his back.
One of the things that one of the questions Kelly has for us is our favorite memory of Bob. I've worked for Bob for 37 years. I can't pick out just one. There are so many good memories. I can't choose just one because there's so many good memories here. Bob has been a great boss. We always had a deal when I first started working here. That we didn't mix business and work. Well, that's not always been the case, but I think we've done a very good job of keeping our personal lives and our business lives separate. It's just been a pleasure working with Bob all these years.
Bob, we realize you've been roofing longer than Firestone. Congratulations on 40 years and all of your accomplishments. Thank you for all of your professional and personal support.
Congratulations!
Congratulations, Bob.
Congratulations, Bob, on 40 years with Independent Roofing. I've been proud to be a part of it for the last 15 years. And hopefully now you can get where you really need to be, on the golf course.
Cool.
Hey, Bob, happy 40th.
So with that, I've answered the questions. I can't believe you put 40 years in this business and still look as good as you do, Bobby. Love you, buddy.
Hey Bob, I know you probably have a glass in your hand, but here's to you and the very best.
Congratulations, Bob, on the 40-something years you've been handling this stuff you've been going through, man. Appreciate you, man.
Congratulations on your 40 years, Bob. That's mind-boggling. I just hope I don't have to be here another 30 to match you.
Well, first thing, let me congratulate the Bob for those 40 years on the business, right? Okay. I hope you still a couple more years in the business too.
Happy anniversary, Bob. 40 years, 1975 to 2015. Well, I guess that's all I got, Bob. Congratulations, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks.
Congratulations on your 40 years here, Bob.
Hard to believe you've been in this business 40 years because you don't look a day over 39. Your experience certainly shows. Doesn't take much of a conversation to find out just how much you know about what you're doing, and you look good for an old man, one that's been climbing ladders all his life. So hopefully you'll know the ladder to climb when it comes to the very end, and that you'll get to where you're going. But I wish you another 40 years in the business if you want to stay there that long. Otherwise, you can retire with me, and we can both do Scotch on cornflakes and a few more cocktail meetings.
Okay, first off, congratulations, Bob, on 40 years. You don't even look like you're 40 yet.
Congratulations, Bob, for being here for 40 years and keep this company going, give everybody a paycheck and continue doing that till you get tired, yes, to doing this.
Bob, it's been a pleasure to work with you over the years. Congrats on 40 years. And don't worry, I'll keep selling crap to your brother.
Congratulations on your 40 years of working here, and thanks for hiring me.
Okay, Bob, congratulations for all the years that you've been here. I think it's 50?
40.
40, I'm sorry. Well, see, now you know my memory's going because of my age. But I hope you have many more. And all I can say is I appreciate you, and I have a lot of good memories of you.
Congratulations, Bob, on your 40th year.
Bob, good morning. Eric, ABC Supply. Just want to thank you for all of the business over the last 5 years as ABC and the years before that as Bradco Supply. We appreciate all the support. We appreciate the good times and bad times that we have experienced as your distributor. Kyle and Paul, all the hard times you give them with the tools and the deals that we give Tom. Thank you again for your 40 years of service in our industry. It's great to have you in our business, and we are glad to be a part of your success as Independent Roofing Supply.
Congratulations, Bob, for 40 years here. You're working hard. Thank you.
Congratulations, Bob, for your 40 years with Independent Roofing Company. I wish you could have 40 more, but I don't think so.
Hey, Bob, I want you to know I've been secretly growing my hair so I can make you a toupee. Don't tell Tom, he'll get jealous. 40 years, that's a long damn time. Congratulations, and thank you for all your business.
Bob, as you can see, your time here at Independent Roofing has impacted a lot of people. I want to take a minute and thank you for all you do on a day-to-day basis for all of us here and the weekly paychecks. Here's to 10 more years.